For this Blue Jays team, and they do it again. They cleared at 94% on the year, which is second best in the country. And 2 early turnovers in the first 90 seconds. Syracuse on the ride is 65th in the country, so you'd expect that to be a point of strength for Hopkins in this matchup, but not so far. Hoddle's got all kinds of speed, sets it up in the slot for Luke Roa, who puts Syracuse on the board first.
Capitalizing on multiple failed clears. Roa plants himself in the slot. And the Orange offense, who only scored 9 goals against Penn and 7 against Princeton, are off to a good start. You see the wing dodge draws the double team. The recovery, the second slide is late. Hopkins has struck
on the season. Syracuse just over 8, which is a top 10 mark in Division I. Both teams coming off electrifying comebacks. Collison drew some attention, gave it up. Now whistle, it goes against Hopkins. Syracuse ball.
Trouble here with Dwan. Tell you, that's the 5th elementary mistake.
Thompson's all alone in front of the goal, and he finishes on a feed from Spolina.
That's just a killer if you're Johns Hopkins. That's like free money. Free money here in Baltimore. For Joey Spolina and Finn Thompson, a turnover equals a run out. Gary Gay told us we want to push the tempo in transition and watch it as the Orange connect old school here. Suddenly there's a whistle. Up the field they push. Hopkins bails out to the substitution box. They get back on defense, but they're disjointed. Orange up 2-0 here in Baltimore. At times, Drew, I think that Collison's a little underutilized in this offense. He's that good. He can attack you from up top, the wing. He can play inside. He's got the big outside cannon. He plays indoor, so he's excellent in tight spaces. They need 16 to initiate more often.
He'll play pro indoor and outdoor. Shot clock inside 20. Here he is, Collison at 6'4", big lefty, bounces it in. Right on cue, Matt Collison takes matters into his own hands and puts Hopkins on the board.
The lefty from Ontario is agile. I just think there's more there with Matt Collison. Take control. He's got the ability to keep it simple too, Drew. This is just a downhill alley dodge with a straight overhand bouncer. That ain't nobody on the planet's gonna make this save, I tell you that. Whether it's college or pro, that ball tucks in the corner.
9 turnovers for the Blue Jays and a couple failed clears in the first. Uncharacteristic, one of the best clearing teams in the land to this point.
The good news, though, you're only down 2-1. Last week in Charlottesville, they were down 7 goals before they started playing. So you wondered how Hopkins would show up today, how they would play coming off that just emotional, epic win.
Collison gets it back. He's got the 1 goal. He's got both for the Blue Jays. There's a reason this guy's a 3-time All-American.
He is so good because there's little different wrinkles to his game. Earlier, it's a speed dodge left-handed. Watch the professional level of deception on this leaner finish. McCool takes the littlest dip. And if you watch the PLL, that's the Pro League, you realize that most of the shooters come with some level of trickeration. Watch it here. Little twister, little leaner. You'll see the goalie shift to the goalie's right there, and drops his hands. Matt struggling with the whistle this year, had 18 false start violations coming into this game. That's 3 per game. So of the face-offs he's taken, if he doesn't violate, he's winning at like 70%. It's crazy.
Yeah, he was 63% last year, good enough to earn some All-American honors. But Nick Aquaviva, their assistant coach who works with the face-off guys, said Mullen has had maybe some antsiness dealing with the whistle. Looks like he's found it today, and it leads to another Syracuse goal. It's Finn Thompson on the feed from Spolina. Stop me if you've heard that before.
These guys have just amazing chemistry. Thompson will find himself covered by a short stick, number 40, Colhoun. And people assume you want to dodge a shorty. Well, they also want to cut against a short stick defensive midfielder because they don't have the range to trail check you. And you see Thompson cuts right-handed. He creates enough separation. Colhoun with that normal midfield stick can't reach him. And it's an easy finish for Thompson, who's...
15 to shoot, airs out top. Chauvette keeps it moving. Chuck Rawson, whose younger brother Ted plays for Syracuse, stood up with 5 and a Ward. That's Syracuse ball.
Orange, other than in their coverage of Matt Collison, they're winning all the individual matchups on the perimeter right now.
That is 10 turnovers for Hopkins.
Nice.
Great ball movement. It's Billy Dwan again. 3rd goal of the year for the close defenseman.
That is huge. That is huge. Goals have not been coming easily lately for Syracuse. They've been grinding teams out in the half-field sets. Gary told us specifically, we're going to push the tempo. We've got to find ways to score outside the 6-on-6. So the green light is on here on Charles Street. An aggressive pass. And how about the unselfish dish?
Senior and a captain at Syracuse and a close defenseman with 3 goals. And it's early March. Impressive stuff from number 35. 2 goals in a minute 32 for the Orange, and they've got possession again. Second midfield line is out there. Here's Bogue Hahn. Freshman feeds Spallina, ducks inside and scores. 3 in a row for the Orange. This is what Gary Gait was looking for. They're playing some Syracuse lacrosse.
Mini mosh pit on the Syracuse sideline. Celebrate. Spallina's not the fastest cat in the world, but I tell you what, he's determined. He gets inside. He's got strong shoulders. He's got great traction to the ground, and he wins the body game. Watch him turn the corner here. Watch him choppy, turn the corner, protect his stick, soak up those checks, and maintain his focus on that far corner. He's going to try his guts out to make a play. You'll see in front right there, he just bumps Collison, hits him the second time. Hits it the second time. Now, who knows what the history is? Both Spallina and Collison playing summer box up in Canada. Could be some history, Drew. Usually is. I still got names of guys I need to get back.
Hopkins back to the man up 0 for 1 there today. Already halfway through this 30-second penalty. Here is Brooks English, one of their best passers. Collison right back to him. And there it is. They cash it in with the extra man. Chuck Rawson ends the 3-0 Syracuse run.
They'll make you pay, and the band will play. You can't foul this team. They're just too slick on the extra man. Hovering around 60% for the season. This is a certain way high slot area. Ross
in series history. Syracuse has won the last 2. 5-5 in the last 10. Collison's shot goes high.
The 2 teams, they didn't really play much in the 60s and 70s. And then the Orange, Roy Simmons Jr., the success of the West Jenny program in the Dome corresponded with Syracuse making a run to that national championship in '83, and all of a sudden Hopkins had to respect him, Drew.
On the crease, you got to respect that finish from Hunter Chauvette. Goes to the twister and makes this a 1-goal game.
That's a stinger if you're an Orange fan. You go off sides, it leads to that possession. You got to be kidding me. Rawson, double team, kind of drawn. Chauvette finds a pocket. He finds a little air of space inside. And look at the creative finish. He goes to the full twister.
Anderson running out of the box. Against the shorty. Roa, the long-range shot.
So they keep Leo 7 down at attack. They run Anderson out of the box.
Gary Gait's been mixing and matching.
Still trying to find the magic, right?
Offensive coordinator Pat March. Oh, Spallina picks up the loose change and slots it home. 2 goals and 2 assists for number 22 in the first half.
Roa could get the assist here, Drew. I'm not sure that this was initially intended for Joey Spallina. If it was, I mean, he's seeing dead people, because this was a miraculous pass. Watch him on the backside. There's Spallina all along, because the defense is flowed upfield. The double team is drawn, the fill happens, and then the guy on the backside is going to be open.
Defended by the freshman Jaden Kittelberger, who did a nice job, forced the turnover.
I'd like to see Ayers turn the corner and take that one to the rack. I thought he had a step, and he looked to feed first, and instead of turning the corner and getting to pay dirt, getting to in front of the goal. I thought it was there for him.
And you see in the bottom right part of your screen, 13 turnovers a game for Hopkins. This one leads to another goal for Billy Dwan. Second of the day for the close defenseman.
Senior, 3 goals a year ago, comes into this game with a pair of tallies, including a huge goal last week against Penn. And here he is running the break. And I'm like, man, you can't let this go from this range. This is from 15 plus, stick side. Jelinas just whiffs on it. That's from 50.
Into the stick of Spallina. Hahn after the pickup. Burke traps it in the crease. Jelinas in there for some support, and the goalie has it.
Jelinas is very poised. I give that young man a lot of credit. Was not the starter on day 1 here. Dash Lamity, the freshman, started. And Jelinas has come to the rescue many times.
Kilrain all the way, sets it up for Eiler, and finally Johns Hopkins breaks the seal in the 3rd quarter. It was the captain, Quentin Kilrain, spoon-feeding the attackman, Charlie Eiler.
It started with a defensive stop all the way down by the goal. Jelinas handles his out, and Hopkins runs. They cross the midfield line. Kilrain super aggressive. He avoids the trail check, and there's Eiler. Hopkins back within 2 here at home, scratching his forehead.
Syracuse starts with the ball and an extra man here in the 4th. Here is Luke Roa. Keep an eye on 7, Leo, still scoreless today. Orange swinging around the perimeter.
Nice passing. Jay's keeping their structure on D.
Yeah, Roa's got it now. Thompson, Spallina from a tight angle. A hat trick for the double deuce in his first trip to Homewood.
Little one-touch from the wing on the power play. It looks like Ovechkin in hockey. This ball's in and out of his stick, almost like it's a one-timer. The passing is sublime. Everything's right on the money. It's one cradle and popping that ball to a teammate. Boom. One cradle, moving on. One cradle, moving on. Spallina, he plants. He eyes this up beforehand. Jelinas gets there. He sees it, but he's just late on the low moves. Won his matchup, but now that really counts in the 4th quarter. It's kind of like a ground game in football, Drew. You're just wearing the other team down by winning faceoffs.
Leo, that somehow gets through to Roa.
You could hear it hit Jelinas in the thigh.
Yeah. Jelinas making his 11th save. Oh, Roa goes 5-hole to make it 2 in a row for the Orange.
Roa's got a vicious release. He's probably the best outside shooter on this roster. A straight overhand release to a 5-hole between the wickets location. The goalie's got to tomahawk chop this. He's got to get that top hand down fast. And you see how Jelinas is locked up here. Watch him lock up. You see the space between the legs. The legs come together, but there's no motion with the stick head. Achilles heel. It's a Syracuse defense. Top 10 in efficiency this season. A close defense. I think that's as good as any.
Figueres and Dwan, 2 captains. Jordan Beck rounds out that close defense.
They've made some changes. Tyler McCarthy playing much more defensive midfield. Dante Bowen and Kittelberger have been solid as a rock today. Spallina's been outstanding. Bo Khan.
Oh, what a finish. Chuck Rawson. Is that the spark that could catalyze another Hopkins comeback? Second of the day for the junior from Canada.
Off the restart. Left wing picking on the shorty, as I just talked about. And for the first time today, Syracuse doesn't support that matchup. You could see it coming a mile away. I'm not sure why Figueres didn't feel like he could go, and credit Rawson with some extreme patience, kind of pulling McCool off his line.
It's a clean win for Mullen. John Mullen straight to the rack. His second goal of the year. The Orange have won 6 of their last 7 faceoffs. This one leads to pay dirt for Mullen.
Win the whistle. Clean scoop. Speed to evade the trail check. Disrespected by the defense. Mullen came into this season as one of the best Fogo
here when he was an All-American. And Gary Gates said just trying to get him in the right headspace, but they feel like it won't take long for him to get in a groove. And you heard someone on the sideline said after he scored that goal, he's back. Rawson's got the hot hand for Hopkins with a couple goals and an assist today. English back to Rawson. Shoots and scores. Finally finds that bottom right corner to beat McCool. Blue Jays back within 3.
You get a sense this game's opened up now as the defenses start to get fatigued. Inches of space turn into feet that turn into yards in the 4th quarter. Double team drawn by English, one more by Rawson. Ayers finally finds a corner. He's been a little snake bit in the shooting department today.
That the quick stick, McCool, another big save.
McCool, one of his strengths is he doesn't really buy fakes. He kind of ignores fakes and just remains sedentary and stagnant in the goal.
How about the wheels on Kittelberger, the freshman? D-Mitty missed the shot. Syracuse claims the run out with Finn Thompson.
Kittelberger, good-looking freshman, played for the Sweetlax Club out of Rochester. Ended up going to Salisbury School. 6'2", 189.
Roa, all kinds of room. It's Spallina on the doorstep. 4 goals and 2 dimes for Joey Spallina.
Not sure if Hopkins felt that Syracuse was going to take some air out of it and settle the ball a bit, but it's all smiles for Gary Gate and the crew on the sideline off the restart. Joey Spallina's got layers to his game. We've seen him as a ball handler from the right wing, has 1 goal, but everything's been up top.
And Collison invisible since he scored the first 2 of the game for them. Final 2 minutes, 4-goal edge for the Orange. Collison to Ayers, the pass mishandled. Chased by Figueres. They just got to hustle here. Collison, he'll take the shot, bounces it through. It somehow gets by McCool. Collison has his hat trick.
Gary Gates scored 70 goals as a senior playing midfield for Syracuse. Roy Simmons Jr. ran the offense through Coach Gate and number 22. I think Johns Hopkins needs to run the offense through number 16. He takes one of the best long stick defenders, one of the best poles in the country, Billy Dwan, to the rack, leans in, and finally beat. Shown up this year, and that win against Maryland was, to me, the best game of his career, and this game today wasn't far off of it. Low turnovers, smart shot selection, managing clock and score. Joey Spallina is the real deal.
Son of a coach, Joe, one of 3 Spallina brothers on the Syracuse roster, along with Jake and Brett. Their sister Alexa, one of the best women's players in the country, now playing for Clemson. Royalty in this sport. Free goal, and Hoddle takes advantage and puts the final nail in the coffin.
Hoddle, a Baltimore product. His dad just retired as the football coach at Stevenson University, which is up the road. And this kid can run. He's playing man down today. He's scored a handful of goals on the season, and you just can't keep up with him. Not the biggest cat in the world, but look at him. See you later. Too fast.